from Rich TV Live. I haven't actually even reported on the coronavirus in days, and it's just mind-boggling how fast the numbers are growing. These numbers, the situation, the way it has grown. Italy is now in lockdown. I'm going to read to you what's going on in Italy because, a lot of people think this is just a normal flu, but it's not a normal flu for people in Italy. Cities deserted, families separated, and social life on hold in Italy's first day of lockdown. Famous tourist sites were deserted, a smattering of bar-goers kept at arm's length. This is from CNN. From each other at formerly lively establishments, and worried citizens stood in line outside once bustling stores in Italy after drastic restrictions were imposed to contain the deadliest coronavirus outbreak outside China. There was confusion across the country on the first day of a national lockdown that includes a ban on all public events, the closure of schools and public spaces, including museums and movie theaters, and the suspension of religious services, including funerals or weddings. Hundreds of seats lay eerily empty in St. Peter's Square at the Vatican, which was closed to tourists on Tuesday. Like many people here, the Pope was shut away behind closed doors, but he asked priests to have the courage to visit those affected by coronavirus in his daily live stream from his private residence. Visiting those with the coronavirus? A couple looks at the closed St. Peter's Square at the Vatican on Monday after a decree ordering restrictions across Italy to beat the spread of the coronavirus. Lydia Corelli, a 26-year-old intern at the Italian Supreme Court in Rome, told CNN, "This is the strangest situation I've ever lived. These restrictions are similar to times of war." She said her family wanted her to return home to Naples. Judiciary course has been suspended, with her classes taking place online. I do think all of this was necessary. People must follow the suspensions to respect all of the people that have died and continue to die. Wow. A completely empty San Marco Square in Venice on Monday after Italy enforced travel restrictions to try to contain the worst outbreak in Europe. It's incredible to think that the habits from one place can have a global impact, where we end the time of insulation. When we end this time of isolation, we have to really rethink our lifestyle. Adrian Toll, on vacation in Rome from the UK, told CNN, "The main tourist attractions were empty. All the squares, the restaurants, it's just absolutely deserted. There's nobody around. I feel for them. I feel that Italians are really, really struggling," he said. Yeah, yeah. 631 dead and 10,000 infected. That's 6%. That's 6% death toll. A 6 p.m. curfew came into effect on Rome on Tuesday. Imagine a 6 p.m. curfew. Police presence as people were seen walking along the streets, some going to supermarkets that remained open for people's daily needs. Food delivery app Deliveroo sent a message to subscribers titled "Stay at Home." Deliveroo is active, explaining it would continue to deliver meals from several restaurants after curfew. The Just Eat app also appeared to be taking orders from its usual restaurants. This is big news, guys. This is huge news, and the death toll has just grown, and it's a very scary situation. This has become a very, very scary situation. How you doing, Graziano? TC Don't Play says the health minister in the UK has it. I unfortunately think a lot of people are going to get it. I think a lot of people are going to get it. It's spreading in Italy. It's spreading in Iran. It's spreading in South Korea. It's spreading in China. It's going to spread all over the world. It's spreading in America. It's spreading in Canada. We are now in 119 countries. I've been reporting for this for 6 weeks. I can't believe the death toll. Like now when I look at the death toll, it's mind-boggling. It's absolutely mind-boggling. I can't believe the crazy amount of death toll. Like let's look at this. Look at this. Oh my god. 6 weeks, guys. 119,000 cases worldwide. 119,205. First death. There was 300 cases at the time. There is now 119,000 cases, 4,298 deaths in 119 countries, and people are still trying to say this isn't as bad as a normal flu. 6% of the people in Italy that have caught this have died. 6%. I'm going to show you the numbers. Reportedly, China has reportedly 3,000 deaths out of 80,000 cases. Italy has 630. This is very disturbing. Iran had 291 deaths, 54 overnight. South Korea has 61 deaths, 8 overnight. France has 33 deaths, 3 overnight. Spain has 36 deaths, 6 overnight. Spain had 464 new cases overnight. France has 372 cases overnight. South Korea had 277 cases overnight. Iran had 881 cases overnight. Italy had 977 cases overnight. That's almost 1,000 cases in a night. And China now is reporting 24 cases overnight. USA had 296 cases overnight. USA now has 30 deaths and 1,000 cases. The numbers that are growing in USA are staggering. It's growing like wildfire. 587 cases in Japan, 57 overnight, 12 deaths. 497 overnight, and 1 case that has passed away. May all of those that have passed away rest in peace. 119,000 cases worldwide. Wow. Italy now is really in trouble. The entire Italy is in lockdown. Coronavirus has killed 168 more people in Italy in the past 24 hours, the highest toll in a single day since the start of the outbreak in the country. The whole of Italy, a country of some 60 million people, were placed under quarantine as the government stepped up efforts to tackle the coronavirus outbreak that has killed 631 people and affected more than 10,000. Do the math. 6% of the people in Italy that have received the coronavirus have died. Globally, more than 4,000 people have died from the coronavirus, and over 119,000 cases have been confirmed. According to the World Health Organization, about 64,000 people have recovered around the world. Hey, man, it's really, really getting crazy. So we have no idea when we're going to find a virus. We have no idea when we're going to find a vaccine. There's a lot of people talking about it. There's a lot of people that have their own opinions. There's a lot of experts that are weighing in, but at the end of the day, this is still spreading. So thank you guys for joining. It's your late night vampire, Rich from Rich TV Live. If we want to have more people join the stream, you got to smash the like button. Let's get the likes game up. 6 weeks. Now, I've had a lot of people messaging me and they've been thanking me for this analysis. I have some people saying that I'm doing the wrong thing. I have some people saying that I'm spreading fear. I have some people saying that the reason that people in Italy are not playing soccer and the reason why the games have no fans is because of people like me on YouTube that are spreading fear. Tell that to the 631 people that have passed away from the coronavirus and their families. The 10,000 people in Italy right now that are living with this illness to people in China. The economy needs to be stimulated because the economy is in serious trouble due to the fact that the entire world is trying to figure out how to deal with this outbreak, which is affecting their hospitals. It's affecting the been going down. That has been affecting the entire market. So there is lots of different factors that is affecting the global economy, global health. And when you have a situation like this, which is a global pandemic that is now spreading to 119 countries, everybody needs to be aware of what is going on. Everybody needs to be aware of what their options are. Hunter Tony 56 says, "Would you say this is a perfect time to buy? This virus is so overplayed." Um, I think that yesterday was a very good time to buy when everything was down. However, there's a lot of people that believe that the market's going to go lower. Um, it went up today. It was down yesterday. It may go down tomorrow. Right now, futures are down. So there's a likelihood it goes down tomorrow and then everybody goes back to panicking. So it just kind of depends. It's a very fluid situation. It's changing by the second. It's like water. It's flowing and it's changing by the second. Pete Ferraro, hey, thank you for being a member of the team here. Pete Ferraro says New Jersey state of emergency. Yeah, I think that we should get ready to have a global state of emergency because I think if you're having outbreaks in Italy and you're having outbreaks in China and you're having outbreaks in Iran and you're having outbreaks in South Korea, um, it's just a matter of time until it's in all of our neighborhoods. What's what's stopping it from getting in everyone else's neighborhood? It's already in those neighborhoods, so it's in our neighborhoods right now. We just don't know, but it's coming whether we like it or not. So it's in 119 countries now. I've been reporting this for 6 weeks. Everyone said I was crazy 6 weeks ago. People still say I'm crazy. People are saying I'm a fear monger. I think that I'm just trying to educate the people and try to create stimulating conversations. But everybody has their own opinion. Guys, smash that like button. It's your late night vampire, your boy Rich from Rich TV Live. We're talking about the crisis, the pandemic, the COVID-19 coronavirus that is now putting Italy in lockdown. Italy is in lockdown, people. 60 million people. The first country is what I predict. Wow, that's a big number. That's scary. That's just plain scary. Thank you guys for the likes. We're up to double digits now. It's good. It's progress. Brent Jagger says New York City under martial law. Martial law? What? Come on, man. Brent Jagger says, what happens when they close the stock exchange? All the hedge funds are in New York. All the banks are in New York. 3 people infected New York Stock Exchange. Whoa. That's scary stuff. Let's see here. Let's take a look at the futures. Let's look at the futures. I'll tell you right now what's popping or what's not. I saw it was down at one point, but I didn't see 1,000 points. I see the Dow Jones is down 469 basis points, 1.89%. The S&P 500 is down 2%. Nasdaq's down 2%. Russell 2000 down 2%. That's what I see right now. Hughes says China had SARS selling animals meats in wet markets, and we know what kind of animals and how they managed. Lucky Shot says the end is near. I don't think the end is near. We're going to get through this. But there's going to be a lot of consequences before we get through it. There's going to be a lot of deaths. There's going to be a lot of illness. There's going to be financial loss. There's going to be just all kinds of problems. And it's just the start. This is literally just the start. We have no idea how bad the problems are going to be. Hunter Tony 56 says, "What's the age range of deaths?" I've heard people from as young in their 30s to obviously 80s, and I'm sure higher. Ren Jagger says 61 million people got infected with the swine flu, 12,249 deaths. Oh, we're going to trump those numbers. We're going to trump those numbers. Um, Thunderbird says Trump pandemic is growing. He didn't give enough thought to possibility. He wasn't going to be able to limit bioweapon to his intended target of China and Iran. Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say that he created a bioweapon and then now it's being spread throughout the US. But what I can tell you is the US just hit 1,000 cases and 30 deaths. So it is spreading across the United States really fast. And that's kind of concerning. John Hughes says, I understand China is overpopulated and needs the food, but they should have leaf lessons. They should have learned lessons from the SARS experience. Regardless, we need to come together as nations to resolve this issue. Nobody knows where this came from. No one knows if they came from eating animals or if it came from uh, bio warfare or if it's man made. Nobody really truly knows. And I don't know if we'll ever find the truth. Lala Robert says it will be declared a pandemic over weekend. I'm shorting the hell out of the market with every cent I have. Yeah, a lot of people are saying that. And it could definitely become a serious problem for the market. It already has started to become a serious problem for the market. And I believe it could continue to become a bigger problem for the market. I really do. Burgo King says this is like the movie The Omega Man starring Charleston Heston. Joias Reyes says Massachusetts is in emergency now. Everyone will be in an emergency soon. Hunter Tony 56 says it's not that serious. Chill out. Well, 6% death toll in Italy seems pretty serious to me. How is a 6% death toll not serious? They say anyone over the age of 50 is at risk. Well, I'm 42. And there's been people that I've heard of that have died in their 30s and 40s. So how do I not, like, I feel at risk. Anyone over 40 should be feeling at risk, I think. So it's not a good situation. We got to work on building our immune system. Lucky Shot says China is Gucci now. John Hughes says Rich, our boy, broadcasting and updating. 631 people died. Wow. Yeah, that's just in Italy. And 168 in the last 24 hours. Lucky Shot says we need to copy China's method, 100% lockdown. Yeah, apparently that's what's working. Nyan Dubé says is NIO the answer? Well, they're up after market, but they're being shorted by Andrew Diaz. Hey, thank you for being a member of the community here at Rich TV Live on YouTube. Do you ever have any idea about stocks? Seriously, whenever you're asked, you never give a direct answer. I think I give a direct answer all the time. I talk about stocks every day. I think I talk about stocks more than anybody else. I talk about stocks. I give opinion on stocks. I give picks every single day. Talking about stocks, giving direct answers right now, it's pretty difficult to give direct answers in a market that goes down 2,000 points on Monday, up 1,100 points on Tuesday. We're going to go down another 1,000 points on Wednesday. What's the trend? What's the pattern? How do you determine a pattern in a market like this? Decentralized says, I told you Tesla stock would crash. And so, as any stock, it's a market meltdown, not melt up. No, the market has been melting up. And this is a correction due to the fact that we're dealing with a global outbreak. We're also dealing with the fact that the price of oil has been slashed by the Saudi Arabian government. and there's an oil war, on top of the fact that there's a coronavirus outbreak, and on top of the fact that the market is at all-time highs. The market will continue to go to all-time highs because I believe that the American economy will continue to grow. I believe that the global economy will continue to grow, and we will find a cure for this coronavirus, and we will move on, and the world will continue to persevere. But it's going to take some time. It's not going to happen overnight. Most scientists predicted it would have taken 12 to 18 months to find a vaccine, to find a cure. We have yet to find a vaccine. We've yet to find a cure. But what seems to be working in China is to do a lockdown. Italy is having an outbreak, 10,000 cases, 631 deaths. They are locking down the entire country. Italy is the first country in the world to go into full-blown lockdown. I believe this is serious. If you look at the amount of cases that are growing in America, I think that is very concerning. Look at the pace at how quickly America grew to 1,000 cases, and tell me that that's not concerning. It's concerning. Believe Jesus is Lord says, "What's up, brother? God bless." OPK and ATYO have turned for the worse. Stocks that go up very fast are going to come back down. They're going to correct, and that will create buying opportunities, and then they'll go back up again if they're a really good company. But when you start dealing with a global crisis, all bets are off. Things are different. Things are going to change. The swings are going to be very violent. Stocks are going to go up and down and sideways. So you have to find peace in your trading and your portfolio in the best companies. Visa, MasterCard, American Express, Facebook, Home Depot, Goldman Sachs. These are the types of companies you want to invest in. Costco, Netflix, Apple, Amazon, Google. These are the companies you want to really position yourself in. American Express. These are the companies that are going to be here when the dust settles. So what you want to do is you want to try to identify the bottom and take advantage of the opportunities. If you want to ride momentum, you got to put stop losses, because with momentum, stocks that go up very quickly can go down very quickly. They're very, very volatile. They're very, very risky. Decentralized says the charts tell you so much evidence. The crash could be seen long miles away before the coronavirus news. LOL, they just throw the coronavirus so it could get all the blame to protect the criminals. What crash? We just were up 1,100 points today. What crash? We were up 1,100 points today. The market's been at all-time highs. What crash? The market went down 2,000 points on Monday, and then it went up 1,100 points today. I just want to understand the crash that everyone's talking about. What crash? Last time I looked, everything is still really expensive. That's the reason why the market is going down. It's not going down because of the charts. People have been talking about the charts for years. It's going down because of the coronavirus. This deadly virus that's locking down Italy, that's why the market's going down. I don't know why people can't recognize that. It's crazy. Levon says, gap down to scare folks for sure. Believe Jesus is Lord says, oops, AYTU. Trying to get to you guys' messages. Hey, what's up? Sorry for lagging. I apologize. Censorship is real. Yo, what's up, Antonio? Levon says, let's hope we skip this season up here. Hey, man, I trying to stay safe, man. I want the people to stay safe. Onion Ring says, you're a fool if you haven't figured out that it was released from the Wuhan Biolab. I mean, everyone has their opinions. Nobody knows the truth. but everyone's allowed to have their opinions here. We'll talk about what they are. Michelle Ruggiero says 38 million Americans without health insurance. That is scary. Antonio Rivera says, Rich, thanks for the stock picks, bro. Hey, man. I do my best to try to bring the winners. Cyberworld7 says, do you know anyone sick? No, I don't. Do you? Leslie Love says, it grows exponentially, so we won't see the real effects till it's too late. The people downplaying it will get hit the hardest. Brent Jagger says, look up BOTY, Rich. It could be trendy short term if it catches fire. Hey, thank you, Brent. I always like your picks, Brent. Brent's a beast, guys. BOTY. Duly noted, my friend. Almost like booty? Is that booty? Onion Ring says, the trend is that it's being artificially propped up. Yeah, I have no idea what's up. I'm just trying to report on what's going on and try to wrap my head around this crazy situation. Industrial Ship says, hey, shout from Vancouver Island. Yo, what's up on the island, man? I was on the island on the weekend. Levon says, LL, nothing wrong with being prepared. Yeah, better be safe than sorry. Industrial Ship says, it's a crazy time. 2020 has been a disappointment so far. Yeah, it just seems like a weird year. Like what are we talking about? What stocks are hot right now? Coronavirus stocks, vaccine stocks, telemedicine stocks. Guys, Teladoc Health, TDOC, one of my picks, man. They're a beast. They mentioned telemedicine today at the White House briefing with Mike Pence on coronavirus. I was streaming it. Telemedicine, guys, TDOC, Teladoc Health. I'm telling you, that's the future. That's the largest telemedicine company in the world, just so you know. Literally call up and get your medicine over the phone, delivered, talk to a doctor or nurse right over the phone. Administer your own medicine. It's amazing. What about Plug Power Inc? Do you think it will be up or down tomorrow? Plug. Let's take a look. Plug. Plug Power. It's at $4.14. It's down 1% after market. It was up 5% today. Says it's a strong sell on the daily. So it's probably going to go down tomorrow. John Burger Balls and French Fries says, hello. Sorry, it's popping up here. Would you invest in oil stocks right now? I think when it hit 27, that was the time to buy oil stocks. I think that if the market goes down tomorrow, oil stocks could go down with it. We might be able to see oil go lower. There's a lot of negative downward pressure on oil right now. So I think there's a very good likelihood that oil could go down if the market goes down. So I'd probably wait to buy oil stocks. Leslie Love says, and a supply chain shortage as well. You forgot to mention that factor. Yeah, I mean, there's going to be a lot of things that are going to be affected by the coronavirus and will continue to be affected. Onion Ring says, what's your proof that the lockdown has accomplished anything? I have no proof. I just know that the president came out and said that things are getting better. So hopefully that's the truth, the president of China. And hopefully they're going to find a way to beat this. And then they'll have a blueprint and they can give that blueprint to the rest of the world. And hopefully we can find a way to go back to normal lifestyle, not have to worry about getting a coronavirus. Industrial Ship says, how concerned are you on a scale of 1 to 10 being very concerned? I would say I'm a 10. I think I'm a 10. I mean, it's very real. I mean, I don't want to get it. Do you want to get it? So if you don't want to get it, then would you say you're a 10? Like, do you want to get the coronavirus? Does anybody here want the coronavirus? So if you don't want the coronavirus, you probably say 10. Like, 'cause I don't want it. Do you want it? Right? Hi, Michelle. Hey, Alexander. What's up, man? Mad respect. Hey, what's up, Floor? Haven't seen you in a bit. Alexander says MYC is under lockdown. Will says sideline cash is king for now. Yeah, cash is always king, especially in a global pandemic. Alexander says New York City is under lockdown. Yeah, this is guys. It's crazy. Michelle Clark says I live in New York City. Alexander Carpenter says toilet paper is sold out everywhere in the U.S. Is that true? What do people do when there's no toilet paper? Like, what are we gonna do? Michelle Clark says, hi, Floor. Alexander says, hit the like button. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for smashing the like button. What do you guys think about the fact that Italy is in lockdown? Italy has locked down the entire country. The first country to completely shut down is Italy. What do you guys think? Flor de Oro says, Michelle Clark, yes, they are sending the National Guard to New Rochelle. Wow, that is scary. Alexander says the market will crush. Brent Jagger says it is. Look it up on the stream. It is booty. Booty. All right, let me take a look at some booty. By the way, guys, CODX is up 19% aftermarket at $8.25. BOTY. Booty. Oh, lingerie. That's funny. 0001. I don't know, bro. Not really my cup of tea. That's not really my cup of tea, 0001 stock. Alexander Carpenter says oil wars is coming. Yeah. Oil wars are, I think they're here. Alexander Carpenter says that 85% of the businesses in China are now back to work. So I have a friend that's actually in China, and this is what he's reporting for me. He's not in Wuhan. He's in China, but he's on the border of China and Macau. JB says, how about a stock ticker discussion on how to play this and profit? Well, I mean, the best way to play this is to invest in the best companies, the biggest companies at the lowest prices and take advantage of the market corrections as we're dealing with this global outbreak and this oil war and any other negative thing that happens. You're going to have pullbacks in the market. And when those pullbacks happen, that's a buying opportunity. And then when you see profits in your investments, in your portfolio, always be willing to sell when you see how much money you're playing with. But when you see those profits, take your money and run. Stay in cash. Cash is king. Build your vault. Deploy metals in the markets. Pull out of the market. Build your vault. Build your treasury. Deploy more resources to win battles in the market. Once you've made returns on your investment, pull out those resources, stay in cash, wait for opportunities, wait for setups in the market, wait for drops in the market like we had Monday, 2,000 point drop. You buy at the bottom. You buy Visa at 171. Today, Visa runs to 180. Boom, you're making money buying the dip, buying the red, selling the green. Think about how you're going to play it. Or you could play companies that are working on vaccines and test kits for the coronavirus. Companies like INO, companies like Gilead, companies like TDOC, telemedicine service companies. These are ways that you can play the coronavirus and you can win. If the price of oil crashes and you buy oil or oil stocks at the dip, and then the price of oil bounces back up, you can make a quick flip and you can make money. Or you can hold and wait for oil to go way higher one day and then sell it when in the future when it's way higher, because I still think the price of oil is low. And if you can get it at $20 or less, then I think it's a buy all day long. And then it's going to go up and you're going to be able to sell it. So whether it's oil stocks or whether it's oil in general, and then when you see 10% profits or higher, you should always be willing to sell. And now if it's running, you don't need to sell. Let it run 15%, 20%. Like today, there was a stock we were watching went up 700%. So you don't want to sell if you're up to 10% and then it goes up 700%. You want to try to ride it as long as you can, squeeze as much juice as you can out of that stock. So if it's up 10%, be ready to sell. If it goes up to 15, hold at 10. If it goes up to 20% up, hold it at 15, right? Be ready to sell at 15% up. If it goes up to 25%, be ready to sell at 20% up. And then just like watch it. And if it keeps going up, then just keep moving up your sell order. And then try to squeeze as much juice as you can out of every single trade. Alexander says, I think Italy's stock market will crumble. Yeah, I think the entire Italian economy will crumble. Italy was already struggling. They're already in a recession, massive recession. So this hitting them is devastating. Devastating. They shut down the entire country. You think they're not worried? Oh, you're talking about Carnival Cruise? Yeah, I won't touch that with a 10-foot pole. I know they went up 10% today, but I won't touch that with a 10-foot pole. They're down 3% after market. I'm not touching any airline stocks or cruise. Brent says lingerie MMA. Are you kidding me? All of my sub pennies have gone through the roof. SBS, HMLA, GRNS. 0001. Like 0001 is the bottom. That's the absolute bottom. Why are they at 0001? There's nothing lower than 0001. The only thing lower than 0001 is 0. Arthur says, why does Chinese numbers goes down every day? They say to have a banal treatment with injection of 50 to 200. About that, I'd have to look into it. Brent Jagger says, ZM, that's one to invest in if people are not going to work. Rolls of toilet paper. I think you need more than 20 rolls. You're going to need like 2,000 rolls, right? We're going to need lots of rolls. Yesterday for $20, I followed the Big Mo. I hope it goes up. I was overcome with FOMO. Decentralized says cash is king until a revolution and the king gets beheaded. Oh, wow, that's intense. Alexander Carpenter says, Rich, how many months? I think this is going to be 12 to 18 months. So right now we're going on to our third month. Well, December, January, February, March, we're in our fourth month. Industrial Ship says, are they still flying around empty airplanes? I don't know. Are the planes empty? Michelle Clark says, I bought GBTC today. I hope I bought the right thing. The sell said pink sheets, and I had to pay $6.95 in commission. Yeah, if Bitcoin goes up, you're going to be very happy with that buy on GBTC. I think that's actually a very good buy. Very smart. Alexander Carpenter says, Rich, how many months or weeks can we continue with the C19? I don't think we're going to have a choice but to deal with it for at least a year. But I hope I'm. Sonny Robinson says they are locking parts of New York. I'm hearing that. I apologize that the stream is laggy. I think it's part of censorship because I bring the news first. So when you bring the news first, there's censorship, and I think it has to do with that. But I'm trying to get my message through. I hope you guys can hear me. Can you guys hear me? I hope you can hear me. Italy is in lockdown. 60 million Italians. I believe this is very real. Decentralized says people are buying toilet paper and not withdrawing their bank account savings. Soon they will wipe their ass to their bank account savings. That sounds pretty brutal. Alexander Carpenter says Philadelphia, some just cow. All right, guys. I just wanted to bring you guys the news that Italy is in lockdown. It's a very dangerous situation. This is your boy Rich from Rich TV Live. We've been reporting on this for now 6 weeks, and it only gets. China has locked down also 60 million people. This is your late night vampire Rich from Rich TV Live, and I'm out. Stay safe, everybody. Peace.